you know, I was just with Outreach, and I saw, like, on Facebook, like, yeah, turns out the UN and its plan has an agenda of controlling the population. You know what has been revealed by the church, by a church's group, is that this plan involves rolling out a system. It's already being rolled out in London and the UK, and soon it's going to be distributed through the world. Yeah, to me, because I'm a faithful person, it's an alarm. These alarm bells are ringing in my head, you know. But it's a big warning to us, because the world's going to be thrown in hell before we realize it's too late, and you know, and pretty soon we won't be able to do anything at our free will. The system will tell us what we can and cannot buy and when. The system will also tell us when and we can't be driving, and when we can and can't be driving, you know, like, and it's really gonna, yeah, pretty soon, and like in essence, and what we can and cannot have, and they're trying to do this in the name of like managing the human population. Like, UN's 2030 agenda is to one day control humans at will, you know. Because if what was said is true about the mark of the beast, if this implant is that mark, we better, yeah, because we better know. We got to do what we can to. But right now, all we can do is just see what happens, and you know, my dad's gonna end up going to the U.S. as a refugee status if the Liberals win, and yeah, because Carney is just a pawn for the World Economic Forum. Yeah, so in any case, when one person puts their cards down, the entire deck goes down. And there will be no more peace, only war. And there will be only two sides, good and evil, light and darkness. Yes, true and false, you know, and pure and wicked, you know. Yeah, you know, as much as I like to be, I am emotionally guarded. I can feel the anger build up, you know. But, I can just, and, you know, I feel, it's like I hear the voices scream from the ones that want to die. You know, this world's far beyond redemption, and the madness has become a part of who we are, and people taking things a bit too far. You know, like, there's a battle raging that we're never going to win, and the junkies are going to fiend for their old addictions, and I keep hope alive, but where do we begin? You know, everyone just loves to hate, you know. We have eyes, but we can't see. We're so blinded by our obsessions, don't want to face our reality, infatuated with aggression. You know, this world is so depraved, so right now, Mackenzie Shirella, this message is for you. I know it's going to be hard for you, but it'll be a lot easier than just being out in this depraved world. So, in any case, be thankful you are where you need to be. Because if you were out there, it would be so much worse off. So, stay strong and endure. And you might as well stay put while you still can. Because I have a feeling the tribulation's coming. And it's coming at hand. So, if I could, I would come for you. And I would, and I protect those that I know would be chosen for. Yeah. And if I have to go alone like Jesus did, I will. Remember, just keep your spirits up. Don't fall into despair. And just stay strong. That's all I'm saying. As for the others, remember, place your firmest hope and just know what's right and wrong. And find where these antichrists are, and then you gotta learn to stand up for what you know is right. Because, if Carney wins, Canada's doomed to this system. And like Ontario, Quebec, Alberta, and Saskatchewan are now threatening to split as well. We might as well call on Trump to annex us to become new states. And it's like, he may be a maniac at some point, but at the same time, he's very, very, he has a good point, He's trying to wake us up, so everyone needs to. Yeah, Trump may be a bit of he may be a maniac, but he's trying to wake us up and realize what the liberals' plans are doing, And the UN's agenda and the World Economic Forum. Like, it's all part of what's being prophesied. So, Mackenzie, if you're still there, just remember, you might as well, you are where you need to be, because this world is a lot worse than what you think it is. So all we can do is just, keep hope alive. Because the world, one day, the spark's going to ignite, all peace will be destroyed, and war, even civil war, is going to break out between good and bad. If I ever could come over to that reformatory, I would recruit all of you, those who want to be recruited, and if you're willing to be helped, then I could help you, and I would have you recruited, and you would be, because we need to stand up against the greatest adversary of mankind. Because we're already entering a dystopian age. All the conspiracy theories, even in like the movie They Live, and it's all we're all being controlled by the elites. This is all part of Satan's plan to steal as many souls as he can. This is mankind's ultimate test, and I know I gotta, if it kills me, to fight this war, then I will. I'll be a martyr. I'd rather be a martyr than just to comply with all these people, all this depravity. So, brothers and sisters, we need to stand together, no matter where you are. No false veils of time or space may intervene. And above all, we need to place our firmest hope in God, and know that when our time comes, God will reveal it to us. I know that, because we can't run anymore. Soon we will have no choice but to fight. Because I'm not fearing this, but I know. I'm only saying this, but just because we can't shelter ourselves from it anymore. We can no longer stay in a slumber of indifference. We've got to. We must. We must be prepared for the tribulation So, anyways, there will be more to come later. Bye. And stay strong. And President Trump, if you're hearing this, just know that I agree with a lot of some things that you said, because if I ever could, I would come down as a political refugee like my dad would. And then I'd go into that. I know I agree with some of the things that you were saying, but I would go into if I ever could, I would come down to Cleveland, head to that reformatory, preach to the choir, recruit everyone, and because I know, and I also know that my middle brother is just really indoctrinated into the left wing and all the communist things. But all that is just a setup. Just things being set up to. Because I know that there'll be, if I am one of the chosen, then I will be one of those who will then be carrying out God's will to finally bring an end to all the depravity. Chaos will ensue, and when the hive is kicked, because sooner or later it will be kicked. So be prepared, be aware. It's a matter of when it's going to happen, and when it does, the whole world the entire society will collapse, and we'll be at the climax where there will be no turning back. So sleep soundly while you can and enjoy what we have, because one day it's all going to be gone. That's why. And I know that some of my family is going to end up in hell. And the worst feeling is knowing that many of those people are never going to come out. So anyways, I just gotta be a good person. So, now, just stay strong, keep your faith up. I'm signing off right now. Bye. Just, I might have said this before, but another thing that you need to really, I know very well and understand that the worst thing that we can know, the worst feeling that we can have in ourselves is that even when we've seen hell for what it was like, especially if we've had a heart health scare, is it knowing that those who have been in hell, those who are imprisoned in hell are gonna, you'll know that they'll never be able to, they will never leave. They will just go through you can even imagine, it's far imagine, can't even imagine what kind of unspeakable torment that the demons will put them through. How many times they'll cry in vain, but how much pain they'll do from the fires and all the wretched heat of burning flesh and sulfur and all that, and the unbearable heat. And there's not gonna be any refuge in sight. It's gonna continue to happen on for the rest of for eternity, forever, forever and ever. So we need to know that, I need to know that hell is real, because not everyone who calls out to the Lord will enter heaven, because not all Christians will. It's only those who do His will. So, it's about what we do with our lives. Be kind to others, but if someone's just asking for money or whatever, something's not gonna go. It's gonna happen. What's gonna happen. Right now, I don't see things getting any better right now. Because, as I said, the Great Tribulation's just around the corner. So, we will be torn asunder, but I know that I know the path ahead of me is not going to get easier. It's going to get harder from here on out. But the thing I need to realize is that my disability agency and PDD needs to understand that I'm really becoming more mature to understand that I can't be sheltered anymore, because it will backfire on me. So now, just stay strong, and I'll do it later. So, God bless you all.